Champions don't settle for draw, they creating chances. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's lesson. Today we're gonna talk about one of the most popular ending which may happen in your games: rook and 3 pawns versus bishop and 3 pawns, which the pawns are in front of each other and already locked. There is no any specific pawn breaction, and probably this making possession a bit tough for attacker side for making progress. Before to dive deep on the possession, I want to give you time. You can pause the video, thinking between 3 to 5 minutes. And is there any way for white to making progress, or this is just drawish possession? Okay, take your time. Three, two, one. Well, okay, as you know, in this type of the possession, rook against the bishop mostly would be winning, especially with the pawns. Without pawn, this is a just easily drawish possession. Just black need to holding the king in the center, and even can go into the corner, which is a opposite color as of our bishop, and then drawish possession would be easily, just you have to keep the bishop close to your king. Okay, but right now we're gonna talk about the rook and 3 against the bishop and 3, especially in a symmetrical pawn structure and in this type of the lock pawns positions. So right now, let's see, if we bring in the king to the black camp, like king c4, for example, king f8, king d5, king g8, king e6, black can playing simply bishop c3, because he has to keeping this bishop on the line diagonal to stopping king f6. And also black controlling f7 square. If white is able to bring in the king to the one of these squares, probably white would be winning, because later he have a chance to taking the pawn with his rook. So here, probably check on d8, black can play simply king g7. There is no any specific way to invade to the black's camp. Even check again, king there, bringing the rook to f7. With such idea like rook f6 also doesn't work. For example, bishop d4, whenever you're playing rook f6, black can just play simply king g7. And now white cannot do anything. Sacrificing on f5 also not working. Black can easily take and then attack to g3 pawn with the bishop f2. So you have to making check. Again, will be going king g8. Just want to telling you one thing here. Taking on f6 probably is a mistake. White can simply take it, and after king h7, king f7, king h6, king g8, here the game is over. And white is definitely winning. You have to play g5, we can simply take it, and this is just winning position for attacker. So here, in this moment, black played c3. There is something hidden in the position. We have one beautiful move, beautiful idea actually here, which is a breakthrough with g4 pawn. Only this hidden idea would be winning move for white. But right now, immediately playing g4 would be a bit risky decision, because maybe black can hold in the game. For example, if you're playing g4, black can take it with h pawn, and if we playing h5 to changing the pawns and taking a 5 pawn, black will play this move. And this is a bit actually annoying for white, because we cannot winning this ending. For example, if we're taking g6, probably black will playing g2, and after rook d1, bishop d4, and this is just drawish possession. We cannot do anything. Black will be taking on rook with g1. Either if here playing instead of hg6 playing rook d3, double attack to the bishop and pawn, black will playing simply bishop e1 and protecting the pawn. Threatening would be g2. And here also white has to be careful to not losing this ending. So when we reach this position, after bishop c3. First, we need to attack to this bishop to kick out this bishop to b2 or a1. Because in this case, black is not able to playing bishop e1. For example, black has to playing bishop b2 right now. And then here we're doing brilliant move, which is a g4 here. Very important move, the only way to making progress in this ending. Let's see, if take with f pawn on g4, probably we have a chance to playing f5, idea would be playing f6 and making queen. So black has to take, we will take simply with a king, and if black playing king g7, we can just king going to the g5, bishop there, we can simply take the pawn, and this is just the winning position. Even playing g3, not changing anything, we can play rook d2. For example, how to play as a black side, let's say king f6, we can going back on g4, king there, just attack to the bishop. If bishop going back on c7, we can just making check, king here check, and after king h7 just simply rook g6, and this is just a winning position for white because we cutting the king at the same time controlling the g3 pawn. And okay, this is winning. Okay, let's see if play king h8, we can play king f5, either playing with a bishop, we can do lot of idea such as playing rook b6 and then moving this bishop from here, try to taking this bishop. For example, just rook b6, and if black playing rook bishop c7, we can playing rook c6. And if you move your bishop somewhere like a5, there is a multiple idea like king g6 with the idea checkmate. Either going to the back rank will limit by rook c8, and this is winning. Pushing the pawn also not changing anything, we can play rook g6, and next we can taking the pawn. So let's go to the next idea that black can playing here. H takes g4 here. Okay, if black taking g4 with h pawn, we can playing h5, and this is very crucial for us to trading the pawns and taking this f5 pawn. Of course, we will keeping this pawn in a game. Without this pawn, position would be draw. So h5 is important here. Okay, if take with h pawn, probably we will taking a 5 pawn, and next we have a chance to go into the g5 and taking another pawns. This is a winning. Probably after h5, black can playing king g7. This move also not changing anything. We can simply take on g6. Okay, if black take with a king, just we can playing rook d5. And now black cannot holding the position. There is no any way to defending. For example, if g3, we can just simply take the pawn on f5, and after g2, we can make a check. Either some idea like bishop c1 also not changing. The result, we will take on f5, sacrificing the bishop on f4 also doesn't work. We can take king g5, king e5, even push, just king e4, even push. Then we can play rook f8 with the idea check on g8. And this is just completely winning position. And this is our, for example, king h4, we can playing rook g8, king h3, then simply king f3. And this is just winning position for white. Okay, probably when you reach this type of the positions, every time you have to be careful about some idea like breakthrough with the pawn, which is can helping us, especially in the close positions like this example that we saw. Okay, hope you enjoy. Please like the video and also subscribe, share with your friends. Till to next class.